How do you keep track of your research? The scriptures, the books you've read, the articles you've read for your sermon, for your Bible study, for your course you're teaching? Well, years ago when I worked on my Doctor of Ministry, we wrote all those quotes down on a little 3x5-inch card and put them in a recipe box. Well, thankfully, that's not the way you have to do it anymore. Today, I've found an easier way that also gives access to your students, to your congregants, to your colleagues. What I did is I went online and I created ChurchLeadership.wiki. Now, ChurchLeadership.wiki is actually just a blog that I've created on WordPress. WordPress, you can create a free blog, and on that blog, you can post anything you want, and it can be searchable by word. So in other words, I went to WordPress.com, I created a blog. Now, I didn't call it a blog. You can call it a blog, but I didn't think a lot of people would want to go read Bob's blog, but they would want to read a wiki, which is like an encyclopedia on church leadership. So what I did is I found articles that I enjoyed, I summarized them in a paragraph or two, and had a link to the original article. So in other words, what I did was I wrote my little summation of this article or a book or a presentation I heard, and I put it on ChurchLeadership.wiki. And then later, when I was writing a book, I wanted to quote it, I would just type in a keyword or type in a search word, and it would search through all those articles. Right now, ChurchLeadership.wiki has several thousand articles. And when I want to find something that I haven't seen for a while, I just go there and I click on the search button and I search for something I need. Now, a couple of things about this. One is be careful about plagiarizing, using everything that someone else has written. Better, you can use around it's actually, there's no set number, but usually around 400 words you can use if you attribute it, if you cite it. So you can use about 400 words. I try and find out or pick out the 400 words that best summarize what this article or book or presentation would help me. And then I have a link to the original. Always give credit to the original, link to that. Therefore, you can go back and look at it and find the original and read the original. Now, because it's online, you can make this accessible to anybody. Give them your name and the name of your wiki. It could be chrisherman.wiki, or it could be planting churches in nursing homes.wiki. Whatever you want to call it, use that to share with your friends and relatives. Here's how it helps me. When I have students that sometimes will be 10, 15, 20 years ago, and they'll say, Bob, you had a good article that you mentioned about the Dunbar number. Robin Dunbar, the English sociologist who studies groups of people. And you had a good article on that. Where will I find that? Well, just go to the wiki and type in Robin Dunbar or Dunbar, and up will come about 7 or 8 different articles. I usually introduce each one, some videos as well. And right there, I have at my fingertips, and students have at their fingertips, what I maybe talked about years ago. Now, prior to doing this, what I would have to do is go back through my notes, go back through my books. If you've seen my office, you know that I have books all over the walls, and in every book I have notes stuffed in those books. And that's before I start doing the wiki. Now all those notes are stuffed into the wiki. So I can just go and read my analysis. I can click on a word to search for, and all the articles that have that word will pop up. And it gives me access to research I've done 10, 15 years ago. Like I wrote it yesterday. So use a wiki. So it's very inexpensive. WordPress, you can do it free. I don't get any sort of remuneration from recommending this, but WordPress is free. Type on there you want to do a blog. If you want something that's a little bit more attractive to more people checking it out, then use the word so-and-so.wiki. A wiki, of course, is an electronic online encyclopedia. You can get a name like that from any of the domain brokers such as GoDaddy or others, and mine is ChurchLeadership.wiki. I pay a small amount each year to have that, but then it directs people who type that email address, or not email, the website address. It takes them right to ChurchLeadership.wiki on WordPress, and there they can research and find anything that I found important. So that's the little 5-minute introduction to how to keep your research at your fingertips.